fellow individuals, we are making a video that I am 100% prepared for, 100%, oh my god, 100% planned, and it is a reasonable time in the day. AM means day, so 2 AM is the day. So this is completely reasonable. I know exactly what I'm doing, and we're not winging the video at all. And we are not refilming this because I filmed a 40-minute recording without face tracking. And it pisses...
Do not show the clip.
It pisses me off when I see a stale face on my avatar. Okay, I'm too used to this that would piss me off. So we're here to do it again at a completely reasonable time. Okay, 2 a.m. I'm actually tired of shit. The avatar is a reference to the topic of the video, and it is there any fucking value in having 10 trackers? Now, you don't actually need 10. The maximum you can have is 8 points of tracking, including your headset and controllers. That adds to 11 points. I have 10 because 2 of my trackers are technically controllers, right? They're my hands. So, hence why I say 10 trackers. But the moral of the story is it worth it to have extra trackers like chest, elbows, and knees? I love the way I made this avatar, because when I touch the tracker, it's like actually where it is, because I took the time to actually try to position them. But regardless,
Bro cooked.
I always be cooking, bro. But
Lying. What? Who said that?
bro, so we only have one autistic child today. We don't have the other one. Well, actually, I can be the other one. I'm an ape.
You act like one.
Bro. Okay.
Even playing the even. We're on the even playing
Okay.
fields now.
This is valid, chat. This is valid. Okay. So, as you know, the minimum amount of trackers you need using Vive, this entire video is Vive, okay? We're not gonna talk about IMU bullshit because I don't like them, and I'm not saying they're bad, but that's not the topic of the video. So, the minimum Vive trackers or laser trackers that you need is 3. That is not 3 fingers. I need to calibrate these again. He is doing this as an example. That is 2 on his fuck ass feet and 1 on his fuck ass waist. Alright? And then, you know, there's me with 2 on my fuck ass feet, 2 on my knees, elbows, and then I have the hip and the chest. And the hands we're not counting hands. But, so, you only need 3. So why the fuck would you want 10? Or sorry, I'm gonna keep referring to them as 8 because I'm not including the hands in this video. It's not relevant to the topic. So why would you want 8 if you could do all this with 3? Well, very good point, and there is not a lot of reasons for that. 3 is perfectly fine for the majority of people. Oh, you're calibrating. 3 is fine for the majority of people. Most people are going to be content with 3. And this is true, and I was at one point. However, I'm someone who I am someone who has access to other things, and when I have the ability to strap index controllers to my elbows and borrow my friend's tracker as a chest, it hooks me on it. So yeah, I fell into kind of a rabbit hole in terms of trackers, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So now that I've used stuff like face tracking and multiple trackers for so long, when I don't have them, it pisses me the fuck off. So I essentially just call everyone peasantry if they don't have my setup, which is completely unreasonable and abnormal, but that's just how it is. So yeah, 3 is completely great. You know, you can do everything you want. It feels a lot more free because you don't have fucking 8 straps on you. You can throw it back. You can do whatever you want, as you can see. So, what is the advantage of 8? Or anything more than 3? It doesn't have to be 8. You could have 5. You could have 6 or 7. Or you could have all 8. Now, I'm going to go through them in sections and value each part of the sections. So the first one I'm going to talk about is just adding a chest. One tracker. Adding one tracker. So you would have feet, hips, and a chest. That singular tracker is probably the most value out of all of the add-ons. Because this singular chest tracker is probably the most expressive one in terms of third-person view and your own personal view, first-person view. Because what it does is it's not... The knees and the elbows will help you with like realistic animations kind of thing, but or dancing, but the chest is what allows your avatar to actually be expressive. So your torso is probably the most movable area on your body. At least that's what I feel like. I feel like the torso is where everything centralizes from, because everything should rotate and move around your hip like a realistic game, but no, VR chat orients your movement around your head. But we're not going to talk about that. The point is, your avatar's armature is revolved around your hips. So, moral of the story being, like, the chest is obviously the most expressive part. So, I can sit here and do hip rolls, and you can already tell the difference between me not using a chest, which I'm not going to turn it off and show you, but you can see the differentiation between the hips and the waist and the top, the chest area. There's a clear separation between them. Now, it's going to depend on your avatar and how it's structured and proportioned, and that's what you need to do to yourself. You need to proportion the avatar associated to yours, or else it's not going to look very natural. But it also separates movements between your arms too. See, if I move my top here, nothing's gonna clip, alright? And nothing is clipping. Because it knows exactly where everything is relative to the chest. When the IK has areas it doesn't know, then it guesses. But if it has areas that it knows, it fills in the gaps where it doesn't, then it's obviously not going to clip, because it knows where everything is relative to each other. I don't have to say much more, besides if you wear a chest, you're going to fucking notice a difference. The chest is probably the best thing you could possibly get. It is also really good for certain activities that involve avatars with lights. It is very good for those activities. I'm just gonna say that. This is true information, and it has been verified by multiple users. I will just say that. I'm not gonna say anymore. Okay. So, secondly, the second most valued component of extra trackers is probably the elbows, because the elbows, I would say the elbows are more of a first person effect rather than third person. Most people will not notice that you have elbows versus someone that doesn't have elbows. Because what it does is, if I'm just scrolling in my menu that doesn't show up for some reason, okay, then it for example, me holding my elbow like this, it's something you won't notice until you don't have it. So when I do this without elbows, it's really awkward to notice that my avatar's elbow is typically like this high up, because it has zero reference. It knows where your hand is because you're a controller, and it knows where your head is. It doesn't know where anything else is. So your elbow is probably like the most movable pivot point from that range of tracking. If you have a chest, it's not going to affect that very much because that's not related to the upper body too much. I mean, it will help, but yeah, if you get the elbows, bro, it's just crazy difference when you're doing anything with your hands, bro. When you cross your arms, or if you put your hands on your hips, like stuff like that. You know what? Yeah, stuff like that. Maybe someone in third person would notice, but at the same time, they're not going to realize. They're gonna notice that your elbows are splayed outwards if you have trackers or not, because that's what your hands are doing. But you personally, when you do this, are gonna have a better elbow presence. When you look to your side, you're gonna realize that's actually where your elbow is. Because if you do this without elbows, your elbows might be swayed back or forward a little bit, which to the third person doesn't look too unnatural, but to you, looking at where it is referenced to yourself, that's where it makes a difference. Again, if you try it, you're gonna like it, and you're gonna be stuck in the rabbit hole. So, again, I don't think in terms of expressiveness and value that they bring more than the chest, but they're definitely a runner-up, and chest with elbows is probably the best you could possibly get. So why am I sitting here with knees? Because the knees, okay, they really don't do that much at all. I'm gonna be honest, there's like 2 value points to them, and one of them is being your knees will not lock. The IK is not gonna lock up as much because it knows how far your foot is extending relative to the hip. I mean, well, it knows that
I'm a
regardless.
bad example.
Yeah.
I'm a bad example because I've set my height in a specific way that my legs will never fully go out.
You could just up your height so your knees are pre-bent after calibration, but if you do that, sometimes it makes you stand a little weird based on your avatar's proportions. Yours is proportioned fairly well, so it doesn't look
I'm
awkward.
pretty good. I'm chilling.
But again, that's why it's very useful to have avatar
Where's a
knowledge.
bad proportion avatar?
Yeah, to find an example. But basically, the knees really, if you're walking or something, maybe that'll give you a difference. The reason I have them is because it really annoys me when stuff locks up like that, and when I'm like sitting. For example, if I'm doing this, right, and I want to sway my leg, doing this with a knee it moves a lot more than not having a knee, like a tracker. Stuff like that, it's again, I didn't think it was a difference until I tried knees, and then I was like, oh shit, this actually makes a difference. So another thing you're gonna notice is, like, this is just another reason to buy the chest. The chest is literally going to allow me to differentiate me sitting up straight and not sitting up straight. Like, it's even if you proportion your avatar good enough, it's down to that. Like, bro, it's actually insane how much movement you can get just from adding like one more.
My brother walked in the goddamn room. There goes my tracker. This is what happens when you don't set it up properly.
So, overall,
I'm figuring my shit out.
Again, going down the list, the value decreases the more you get. It's having 8 is obviously not worth the price paying 8. If you have money to throw away towards it, then why the fuck not? But the majority of people are not, even if some of these changes are valuable to you, the majority of people are not going to be willing to put up that much effort. I actually mentioned this in the other video I made about the headset, and I basically said that's not where the market is, right? A lot of people just want to get on VR quickly and efficiently. Now, what I'm using is as efficient as possible. I'm using the VR chat straps with 3.0s. They're very quick to get on, and I don't mind it. But it still takes like 10 minutes because of how much shit I have. Now, some of that time is dedicated to the gloves and the face tracking, but still, putting on 8 trackers isn't necessarily ideal. Most people aren't gonna fucking do it. And overall answer to the video is no, I don't think additional trackers are worth it. The only one I would really push you to support is the chest, especially if you're a dancer and, like I said, doing it for funny things like avatars with lights. We're not gonna go into any more detail than avatars with lights. If you know, you know what I'm referring to.
Good enough to be here.
Bro, you ain't getting paid for shit, fella. Fella acting like I make money off these videos.
I was doing this shit for the heart of the game, bro.
I am, bro. I love talking about this shit. Fucking add me on Discord, bro. More on the avatar thing. If you get more trackers, it doesn't matter what trackers they are. If you get more trackers, you're going to need to proportion your avatar. Okay, it makes a big difference in terms of everything. It just makes a difference. You'll see. And proportioning your avatar is very easy if you know how to use Blender. But if you are at a point where you're buying multiple trackers, more than 3, you're probably cooked enough in VR chat that you have Blender/Unity knowledge on avatar creation. If you don't, well, maybe I should make a tutorial video. That would be a good video idea. But it's
Skill issue.
proportioning your avatar is really not that hard. It's like 5 minutes in Blender. The hardest part is fucking taking a picture of your trackers overlaid onto an avatar in T-pose for calibration. But
Motherfucker took forever to do that.
yes, this avatar, it's still not perfect, but this model,
Good enough.
it took a bit to get right.
I wonder why.
Well,
Stroking your bump.
Well, this model is something I actually work, like, I actually put more effort into this than the average model. Because, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, if you're wearing a furry avatar, those avatars are so well crafted and that community is so knowledgeable that it's probably just gonna fucking work. It's just gonna be great. It's just gonna work. But,
fucking 1800s, like, you know, like fucking, like smithing rooms and shit back in like olden day fucking Vikings and shit. That's like furries and VR chat.
Dead ass, bro. It is. But
Talking
yeah.
about furries and VR chat like I'm not one. Tisk.
But yeah, not a long video. I just want to revamp this video because this is I actually did this topic a while ago when I had 2.0s, and my opinions are a little bit different, and I think there is a little bit more value in doing this with 3.0s because it's a lot less bulky and convenient. But in the end, like I said, it's still not convenient because it's 8 trackers. It's never convenient. It's just more convenient.
You want conveniency?
I am comparing the convenience.
Get a Vive headset.
Yeah, I am comparing the conveniency to my old setup, not in general. And my
I am the general.
Okay, it's about you. Yes, this is the average full body user.
I'm gay.
This is true. The average full body user is gay.
I've never been as peeved as when I was yelling at your ex for trying to get 5,000 years of VR chat plus.
Crimson, shut the fuck up.
Editor, shut the clip. I've never conveyed that much emotion in a fucking video game ever.
Crimson, shut the fuck up!
Sorry, I can't help myself. It's an addiction. It's an addiction. I can't help
No,
myself.
it isn't. You're begging.
Go to the Discord server, buy some models, please. I'm homeless.
The Discord server is great just to be in for no reason because it's dead. But if you want to message
Nothing
me,
ever happens.
if you want to message me,
Nothing
that
really
would be
ever
pretty
happens.
cool. Also, I made a a promise that I would do a face reveal at 1,000 subscribers, and I'm not joking. I will actually do that. So if we can we try chat. We're actually so close.
Oh,
Like,
fucking chops.
we're edging right now. We're low key edging, bro.